awesome question. The number one top tip for problem identification is including the end user. Without those that work in line of care, whether that be in the community or the hospital setting, we won't know what are the issues that we need to work with. So in order to engage with those stakeholders, we make sure that they're involved in every level through to and including question development and implementation.
I think you need to be clear on the topic area problem you want to address and what's the unique value of what you want to implement or the research piece that you want to develop, and define what the key issues currently are and what the evidence is actually saying. But you need to understand how would this be translated into practice and what's the current infrastructure that you have and what would you need if you're bringing in a change, if you're bringing in a piece of evidence research or you're working on research yourself. Well, you have to be very clear with your key stakeholders what the benefits are for their engagement and also what's the expectations from them, what expertise are they bringing and what do you expect from them for the duration of their involvement and what will be the timeline and the output and what is the governance of this piece. So who is the sponsor, where does it feed into, and what will be the processes in terms of moving forward with their engagement.
So you really do have to make sure that the problem that you want to solve is worth solving, that the evidence for change is compelling and the knowledge practice gap is clear and palpable, particularly when proposing change or process development that involves multiple team members. The benefits for all stakeholders needs to be understood, especially for consumers, and the solution needs to be value-adding for all. It needs to be articulated how the effort will be worth it. What outcomes are we expecting to change? It's really important to consult widely with patients, clinicians, and leadership. Get as many perspectives as you can to flesh out the problem. We used surveys, interviews, workshops, and meetings. Then we designed the implementation strategy, considering the evidence and how it applies to our specific context and where we are as a developing team. Then we took that design implementation to the team, got their feedback and refined even further, and it's been an iterative process from there.
My take on problem identification, stakeholders, planning, and processes. Well, I like to strive for the best practice for everything. I want to make sure that the vendors, frontline staff, leaders, and especially the members will have the same care, attention, and treatment that is above the national standard. So what do I do? Well, I like to tell the story. So how do I tell the story? All right, very simple. I like to use data. Okay, so how do I engage this? Well, transparency is a huge thing. The data provides the transparency we need to engage and receive the support from the sponsors, senior leaders, the frontline staff. As a matter of fact, it is the mover and the shaker that enable us for our stakeholders to participate and be a part of the developing questions and planning for the next big thing. You may also use the following assessment techniques such as process mapping, small tests of change to identify the problem.